Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. Yesterday I made this tutorial here, this animated water text tutorial, and I got many requests if I can show how to texture this with Octane. And yeah, I want to show you how to texture this with Octane, but we do it a little different. We did it here with the physical render, we did it with some selections and everything. And I think I'll show you in Octane. It's more interesting to show you how to make it with a mixed material, and yeah, I want to show you a different way. We have this, if you don't know how to make this text here, please watch this tutorial, and the link is in the description. Please watch it and until texturing begins, or if you're interested in the physical texturing, in the physical render texturing, of course watch this too. But with this texture, so I have here my cinema open. This is what came out, just the text. And now we start to render this with Octane. So what I did in the original one with the physical render, I made first a material for the whole text, so a rough material for the whole text. Then I made a second material for a clear surface. And I made a third material just for on the bottom, that I have darker parts on the bottom. And I think in Octane we don't need any of these. We need two materials and make a mixed material. So I imagine. So let's see if it really works. Nothing more. I want to work with the fall off. So with the fall off that we have just clear surface, and on the I will show you what I mean with just a diffuse material here. Make a diffuse Octane material. This white is okay, yes. Then I make a red one, and for this I don't need a node editor, so a red one, and put the white one on my text and the red one on my text. So of course now the red one is the last material and it shows here. So what I do now is I take my white one, go in the node editor now. So, and now let's say this is the white one. I will name it because I want to make it small. So this is white, make it small so we have more space. And then I drag the red one inside here, and this is the not white. So, and now I make a mixed texture here and put the red one, the not white one here, and this second material, the white one. Okay. And now I put the mixed material. So I can delete this red one here. You can't delete a texture if the node editor is open. That's maybe if something is selected. Let's see. No, if I close the node editor, check, I go to here, and can delete it. But I don't know why. So, and go back to my node editor, to the mix material. So, and I put the mix material over this material here. And make live viewer. Check. And you see we get this, let's make a disk under the text so we see everything better. Disk, make it a little bigger so we see it better. Now we have the mixed material, of course, red and white with some pinkish color. And now for the amount I take a fall off. And the fall off, when I put the fall off as amount, you will see there changes something. And in the fall off we have a setting that says normal verse vector 90 degrees. And if I put this, you will see we have just on the sides, and I want the roughness everywhere except on the surface here. That means I have here the same down to, I have the roughness down and on the sides exactly how I want, and just for the clear water this white material. So how this is how it works, and so now we make it like we want it. So and this, we can delete everything here, delete these materials and start with the right material. I don't need my Octane rig. I have here the Octane rig too. I don't need it for this scene because we need just a floor and a HDRI, so we don't need a whole rig for this. And the rig is in work, so I update it, but it's more complicated than I thought, and I set it by the first version, and I thought it will be easier or less buggy with the version now. But this is, you see, it's still a test version. We have still no stable version here, so it's a little difficult for me. It does not everything work, and it crashes and then, but it will come. Anyways, so let's start with a material. I start with a specular material. I have here my materials, and if you don't have it here, go just to materials and take a specular material here. And I go to my node editor. Hello, node editor. This is my first material, so this will be the rough one. Good, let's put it here. I wanted it across here, so this is the rough one. Rough. So for this, I make float texture and put it in roughness, and immediately I get roughness, but this is a little too much, so I think 0.1 should be enough here, so something like that. And I need color, so I go and take an RGB spectrum and put it in the transmission sector here. So, and here I have the color that I use often. This is my water 01, so I double click it and okay. This is my watercolor, and I put this rough texture now on my mode text so that you can see what we have. We have this now. Looks not so bad at the moment. And what I want now is a clear water. So make this smaller here again. So then I make another. I could copy this, but sometimes it just doesn't work too. So I make a second one. This is the clear one, or the not rough. Clear. Yeah, and that's clear. So I've taken the RGB spectrum. Maybe I wanna change the color later on. I don't know. So, but I have it here if I need it. Make it totally white, and okay. This is my clear one. And now I make a mix material. Drag it in. And in the mix material, I want the rough as material 1, material 2. And for the amount now, here comes the fall off in. So, take the fall off. For the amount, and we know, so let's bring the octane mix texture here over the old texture here. We get this because the fall off is on Hdri, but we want the 90 degrees. And now we should see we have here a rough side and a clear surface here. Does not look so good at the moment because we have no HDRI and nothing in, so let's bring in something. This should be okay for the moment. So now this can have, just bring in an octane sky. So I have here two windows with the same thing, but here I want it because I want one, you see, you have to go into the texture, and here we can put in the HDRI. And if I want to test HDRIs, I need to go to HDRI, then I go back and want to rotate, and I need the other. This is stupid. So I make here, and here I go to in the HDRI and I lock it. So that means I can put in here my Hdri, and here I rotate, make me play with the power and everything. Good, so Shift F8 and search for a Hdri. And for these things, normally, like, I want a little shadow and everything, and this is water, and I think the beach could be a good Hdri for this. So drag in the beach. The Patreons will get the project file, of course, and yeah, that looks already great. And here I want to rotate it now a little bit. If you want to really slightly rotate everything, what I do is I click in this field here, and now with the mouse wheel I go up and down. You see, I can 0.01 steps, so I can very slightly rotate until I like everything. Yeah, this looks nice already. I think I let it like this. It's a little dark maybe, so go to the power with 1.5, and let's put a texture on the floor. For the floor I need just a diffuse texture, and here I don't need a node editor for it. So this is the floor, and make it white. So put it on a disk, and everything gets brighter. And it already looks great. So don't have to do here anything. What we could try is we go to the Octane Settings. Yeah, you see my settings here. I have just 300 samples in path tracing, 5 diffuse. We have not much diffuse here, and 15 for the specular, so that the rays go through the glass. And so it's nothing fancy here. So okay. And I go to the camera imager. I am here on linear with 2.2 gamma. This is normally how I work, because you can color correct. I like to color correct in post work, so in After Effects somewhere. But you can try if you go to have here a lot of different things. And now if you take another camera here, another response, so you have to go with the gamma to 1 back. So okay. So, and now I click, you see I've seen, I click the first one, and now I can scroll through with the arrow keys on the keyboard, and I simply scroll through the different, this looks already nice. Let's see if we get a nice one. But on the start there was a nice one. I think this was this one. Yeah, I think I take this one. Nice, nice, nice. Maybe a little more saturation. Yeah, nice. A little less gamma maybe. So, okay. I already like it. That's it, more or less. I will save this under water text Octane. So. Okay, and now we can see if we. I think I render some frames to see the animation. Then you see, with just 300 samples, this is very noisy and very grainy. So like this here, so. And now I go to the kernel here. Let's say 1000 samples. See how this looks. Looks already much better. Maybe the side is too bright here. I think it looks okay, but we can darken this. Let's go to the mix material here and open it again. So we have to go to our rough material here. Let's bring the clear here down. So yeah, what we can try here is the same. We can play with the colors here. Let's say make here a blue one. You get a different look again. if you play with the surface color, with the clear surface color. But I think it looks nice when it's white, so I like it like this. So, and here for a darker side here, we can go to the, let's go down here to the scattering medium and put it in the medium channel. Now we see we have very dark sides, which that looks nice. But I don't want it so dark, so on the scattering medium go down with the density. Okay, I think, yeah, this is what I like. Let's go to 10. It would need some more samples to render, but it doesn't matter, this renders so fast. So okay, but for a animation I think this is okay. Good, so I stop the render here with the R. Save again. And now I go to my render settings here, the Octane setting, okay. The size with 1000 should be okay. Let's make it some Facebook header size. This is 820, I think. 820 to 462, I think. But if you want to use this for a header for your Facebook site or something else, you have to make at least a 20-second animation. You need a 20 seconds and until from 20 to 90 seconds, I think it is. You need for the I think. So this would be too short with 100 frames, of course. In my case, with 25 frames per second, I would need 500 frames for 20 seconds. And but it is not. It's not so heavy because you see it renders quite fast. So yeah, this, everything is done here. All frames, yes, and this doesn't matter. Okay, let's say Shift R and let's render this. Yes, I don't want to save it now. I just want to play. You see, it analyzes the frames first, and now it renders. Let's see, the first frame leads a little longer every time, but because it analyzes the frames and then it counts. You see 14 seconds, and the second, the next frame should be a little faster. A little faster, the half. So this we can use with 1000 frames. You see, this is with 1000 samples. So if we go to 1500, 2000 samples, we get a very clear image and maybe a render time from 15 seconds per frame. This is nothing. So, but for this tutorial, I do it like this. So I'm back in a second and let this render some frames and be back when we see more. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, we are back, and you see the animation here. Of course, it does not loop because we have, I said it in the first tutorial, when we have this wind direction here, this movement, and you see the wave, they look great, they really look like water. So that when we have a wind, and with the direction we can't loop this. But in this animation, normally you don't loop it. You take it as a logo, and if the logo comes in, let's say a logo refill with 10 seconds or something else, you don't loop it. But it really looks great. Of course, you see here the grain, and I would recommend here, but 7 seconds per frame is nothing. So if we render this with the double with 2000, we have a really great result. Okay, so you texture this in Octane, which is really fast. You see this with the mixed material. I think is the much better way here. You don't need the different materials with different selections. Of course, you could do this in physical render with the fall-off too, but then you need the fall-off in the roughness channel. And yes, maybe I show it in another tutorial. I have some tutorials where we can use it. I will show it in there. But you see, it's and we can even play here with the filter. That's it. Here I have my settings, the filter. To see it looks even better. Just a little saturation, little brightness, little contrast, less gamma, little, and we get a really nice result here. Okay, so thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next tutorial. You will find every link you need in the description. The patrons, of course, get this project file too. There is not much to do, but maybe you want to see the settings or something else. And yeah, next tutorial will come on weekend. And yeah, if you want to donate, you find the links in the description. But I think I can stop with the donation sayings. But anyway. Yeah, if you want to support me on Patreon, very, very interesting. Link in the description. And yeah, watch the first video of this to know how to make the text. And see you hopefully in the next tutorial. I wish you a nice evening, at least here in Austria it's evening. It's 8 PM now. And so, bye bye, tschüss und baba.